Welcome back. This is Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Chronic Lyme. Morgellons, chronic Lyme, and other skin parasites. They all kind of mix together, and they all seem to be, they seem to have a party all at one time. And with me as my co-host today is Megan and Robin, who usually is here, is off playing music somewhere at a concert. She's very good at that. Our first segment was about eyes, and we had a lot more interest in than I had ever thought possible. It was a really fantastic segment. A lot of wonderful questions, a lot of people sharing a lot of great things. Megan went through how to deal with it and how to clean them out of your eyes and her experience with it. It can be bad news. We're now going into our general question and answer period. Again, the AMA and FDA require me to inform everybody that we are not medical doctors. Before you start the diet, accept any of my recommendations. You're to speak with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems. We are not here to cure, diagnose, treat, or mitigate any disease, whether skin disease or anything else. We're here to educate you how to clean them out of your body with the King Diet, how to clean them out of your skin, with bathing protocols, how to clean them out of your environment with disinfection, and how to build immune functioning with targeted supplements. This segment is about general questions and answers. So, Chris, open up somebody's line and let's get a few general questions. Hello?
This is Jason, not Joan. Jason from California.
Hello?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hello?
Your first name?
Jason.
Jason. Hi, Jason. And what question would you like to ask, or what would you like to share?
This started back in December of last year. No-see-ums is what I figure I have here in the house. I've been trying to get rid of them. I've yet to be successful. But I also have Morgellons. I got the fibers coming out of my body. My question is, how do I get these things out of my environment? I've tried Terminex. I've tried my own thing. I've tried essential oils on myself. I mean, it's overwhelming at times the way they're going up my nose. They're in my pants trying to go up my rear end.
Okay, number one, are you on the diet?
I'm getting ready to start it. I just read up to the chapter of the diet in your book.
Okay, so the program kicks in when you start the diet, and then the job is for you to make the diet work. We know the diet works. It's sometimes a challenge for you to make it work, but we know it works. Now, someone had mentioned earlier about anti-psychotics, and I don't know if it was in reference to this, but one of the things that helps make the diet kick in are some medications that have been classified as anti-psychotics. Now, before we go off the deep end here and say, well, I don't have a mental disease, well, we know that, okay? We're not saying we're mental at all. What we need to do is look at what these medications classified as anti-psychotics all do. And the ones that we have, the list that we have, if you look up each of them up on Google in association with dopamine, you can Google the name of the medication and the effect of dopamine or something there. You'll find that these medications reduce the ability of the receptors in the brain to uptake dopamine. That's what they do.
Yes.
So
I did prescribe Seroquel.
Which Seroquel?
Yeah, they prescribed me Seroquel, told me I had delusion of parasitosis or something like that.
Seroquel is one of those medications that reduce the uptake of dopamine. So for you, it is not an antipsychotic; it's an anti-uptake dopamine medication. That's what it is for you.
No, I understand.
Okay, so it's going to help the diet to kick in faster and be more effective. So the first thing is get the diet kicked in. Next thing is you want to start bathing. Do you have access to a bathtub?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 3 times a day. as long as 45 minutes. You can do it like I used to do it, scalding water almost. Just make sure you don't dehydrate, have water nearby. Or you can use our nature's gift and do it at comfortable temperatures. And put the nature's gift in with a disinfectant. If you're dealing with burning skin, it's an indication that you may be dealing with, according to WebMD, I can educate you if you look up burning skin on WebMD, skin fungus. So you want to use apple cider vinegar in that case if you're dealing with burning skin. Otherwise, Chapter 3 has probably, 15 or 20 different disinfectants that you can use. You can mix some of them together. It tells you which ones you can mix and which ones you can't mix, because you don't want to mix an acid and a base together. You don't want to mix vinegar with a baking soda, for instance. Bathing. Now, disinfecting the environment, Chapter 3 goes into tremendous detail. It could be as simple as using ammonia that you buy in the grocery store, full strength or diluted, but spray everything with ammonia, walk away from it, don't smell the fumes. It's the fumes that actually do the action. The fumes actually destroy the organisms. So you can do that. For some people, they have more resistant organisms. They may need to use something like what we call a triple pesticide. If you looked at an update that went out, I think yesterday or the day before, my co-host Robin expanded upon it. She has it's now called the Zinc, C-I-N-Q pesticide. She added 2 ingredients to it that she claims are beneficial. You can use ozone. The ozone machine you can get from our store, a component to the pesticide you get from one of the pesticide companies online. Do My Own Pest Control, Do Your Own Pest Control. They're 2 different companies. They both have these things, these ingredients. You can up the scale to the electrostatic sprayer, which we now have on sale this week. It charges the particles so you can disinfect a lot faster. It's a lot more efficient. It gets under things, in between things that spray and fogging never touch. So disinfecting, bathing, and the diet. Those 3 things.
Okay, yeah, I tried the triple action and also the neem oil, and it just pissed them off. Man, they attacked me like hell. So I know what you mean by pissing them off.
Yeah, well, the neem oil is pretty good, but you're not on the diet, so you may not be effectively disinfecting the environment. So it's important to do 3 things. It's like driving a car. You ever drive a car with 1 clutch?
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
This is 3 clutches. You need to do all 3 things at the same time. And if you can do all 3 things at the same time and make few mistakes, you can have your life back in terms of several months. We had a lady share last week, Carol Ann. She made amazing progress. She got it all right, and just several months has made tremendous progress.
Okay.
You make mistakes.
I just remember what I read in your book, and it says to take care of the environment first. Correct?
All 3 things, because until you take care of you, you're contaminating your environment.
Yeah, I hear you. That's true.
So, they're on you. They jump off of you. They contaminate your environment. They're in the environment. They jump onto you. They contaminate you. So it's like a 2-way path here. So you got to do both of them at the same time. Okay. And the diet.
Now is it normal I attract these things no matter if I'm home or out in the world, anywhere I'm attracting these things?
Well, that's true. It's not true until you're in the program and on the diet. And then the Seroquel is going to be kicking in and making it more effective for you. So it's a complete program. I have to laugh. I look at these Facebook things and they say, oh, you do this and you get bullshit. I mean, this is a serious, not doing one thing. One thing ain't going to do it.
Yeah, I hear you.
And if one thing does it, you don't really have them. You just, you're not really bothered that much by them. I mean, some people are minimally affected, and some people are more affected. And of course, the people who are minimally affected need to do very little to get their lives back. I mean, for instance, Megan, do you care to share? You had mentioned that was your boyfriend affected by it or not?
Yep. Actually, he has had it his whole life. So
He what?
he had Morgellons his entire life. He got it from his parents.
Oh, really? Oh, so he gave it to you then?
Yeah.
Or perhaps. So does he still have it?
Yeah, it's taking him a long time to get rid of it compared to me. I'm way better off than him thus far, but he's still working on it.
Does he work in the program?
Yeah. He does a lot more showering than bathing, just because, he's busy with work and stuff, but he makes progress every day.
Yeah, oh, that's good to hear. So it's often the case that one is affected and the other isn't, or one is dramatically affected and the other one is minimally affected. So not everybody is affected to the same degree by these organisms. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm finding that out.
What's that?
I said I'm finding that out because my kids think I'm crazy, and because it's not affecting them at all.
Right. Yeah, that's not uncommon. And that's one of the reasons why we have the buddy system, for you to find other people who have the same issues, so you can communicate and support each other. Because it's terrible living in an environment where they make fun of you and say it's all in your head. It's just as bad as the doctors who put you in the psych ward.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of here. Every one I've been to a million different doctors, and I didn't know up until finding your book that things not to say in the emergency room, things not to say to your doctor.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way.
Yeah. Zip that mouth. Don't mention parasites. Hey, you can go to a veterinary and get a better response if you talk about parasites, but not exactly. Doctors. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Keep coming back. We're here to support you. I went through it all myself back in the 90s. The information on the internet was very scant, and if I read something that looked interesting, I couldn't get any details. And I never, ever thought that I would be here today in this position and having written a book and be somewhat of an expert on this subject, because I thought my end of life was going to be the parasites, that I'd jump off a bridge or something. It was, I know I've been there. And I thought to myself, my background is in engineering. I worked for a chemical construction company. That was what it was called, a chemical construction company. And we designed chemical plants that has different vessels, different parts to it. And my job, part of it, was not only to design it, but was to tell the people that operated the plant how to operate it. Turn this valve. When the temperature goes to 170, turn this valve. And when the pressure goes to 150, turn this valve. Instructions, details. There was nothing. And I thought, if I ever got anything, my life, I would be a beacon. I'd write instructions. And then the other thing I realized back then, I had to go to a dozen different websites to get this product from here, that product from there. You know what that is? A dozen different usernames, dozen different passwords. Well, I guess I could be smart and use the same for every one. But anyway, I wasn't that smart then. Brain fog, right? So I decided once we got the store started that I would attempt to have everything in there that anybody would want who was fighting this miserable problem. So we had grounding blankets, and we're coming out in the next week or two with the new product. It's called Brain Fog Eraser. Brain Fog Eraser using clary sage, which is an incredible essential oil, along with something eucalyptus and sandalwood to give it a really good aroma. and a diffuser that you can sit next to you when you sleep or whatever, and just help erase this brain fog. So that is what my goal is. My mission in life, one of my missions in life, is to provide that. Okay, who else do we have?
Teresa is open.
Teresa?
Hello, Richard. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, Teresa.
Oh, hi, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, Richard, very good call today, and good to be with your group. I've called in before. My issue is columbola and Morgellons, and it's painful yet helpful to hear other people's stories, what they're going through. But I also have had very bad skin symptoms, and they seem to be getting much better. But a couple questions. I've used a lot of ammonia. I think that's helpful. I thought the springtails were gone from my environment. I thought they were gone from my skin. I might have backed off a little bit, and voila, they're not gone. Either they're back or they were never gone. So I do use a lot of ammonia. I live in a very small apartment. I moved and left 80% of my possessions behind. I should have left 100%. Ammonia seems to work very well. I do the flea bombing. I use a lot of clean green. So my question to you, and I use a lot of debriding soap. So the debriding soap takes the organisms out of my skin, even columbola, or I call them springtails.
Right.
Does it take them out if they're dead or alive, and does it kill them, or do you then need to use the clean green enzyme to try to kill them?
Well, first of all, when you say clean green, I cringe because we have clean 'em up zymes in our store, which are less expensive and more powerful than clean green. So
then I'll get yours. I've been placing a big order while we're on the call because I need everything.
Okay, great. So look into that. Now, the soap in the bathtub doesn't destroy them. It just irritates them in the skin. It goes deep in the layers. It irritates them. It brings them out. The disinfectant that you use in the tub is there to start destroying them. And some of them are so mature that this borax or the clove oil or whatever you have, or the apple cider vinegar, doesn't really kill them. So then we want you to shower off and wash off. And Megan made a good point. Don't let the water come down from your hair into your eyes.
Right.
So,
do you really have to? You probably should really soap up when you shower off as well, I would imagine.
You soap up when you shower off as well.
Sometimes I'm too exhausted, but...
What's that?
Sometimes I'm too exhausted at the end of a tub, and I just put soapy water in a big cup and pour it on me and let the soap sit on me. But anyway, that's another story. Okay, so I'm going to get the clean 'em up signs. Do you feel that the clean 'em up signs will help in killing springtails?
Well, clean 'em up enzymes consume. They eat up things. But one thing, be cautious. Do not mix the enzymes with any disinfectant. Do not mix the enzymes with the nature's gift, because the enzymes are live organisms.
I know that, Richard. I don't mix those. I don't mix those two. But what I need is I need to get the columbola out of my skin, and I need to kill them. And I'm wanting to know if cleaning my skin often, taking sometimes take a nature's gift bath, and then sometimes take an enzyme bath, and then many times through the day use your the mouthwash body wipes, right?
Right.
But also, I want to use on my skin these enzymes. Am I killing the springtails in my skin if I clean my skin all day with those enzymes?
Well, what you're doing is you're extracting them from your skin. And when you're on the diet, you minimize their reproductive ability for some reason.
Yeah. So I'm on the diet. I am on the diet, but I have some trouble with the diet. And it might be because I drink coffee with half and half in it, or it might be that I shouldn't have spelt bread. So I have to try some things because the diet has never really kicked into high gear for me.
Okay, you want that.
And I need that to happen.
You need that to happen. That is number one. It's important to make the diet work. And the half and half, not stage one, definitely.
Okay. All right, so I really got to drill down on the diet and clean them up front.
For anyone on this call, the diet, you have to drill down on it. I remember
Richard,
yes.
Oh, do you sell the triple insecticide on your site? You have to get the ingredients yourself and mix them.
You buy the ingredients from one of two places. Do your own pest control.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wanting to avoid having to mix them myself, but that's okay, thanks.
Yeah, no big deal. You take an ounce of each and put it into a bottle and add the formula is in the update that went out.
Now, Richard, when these organisms are dying off, if you have lesions, do you necessarily have springtails?
No, not at all. I mean, there are many reasons for lesions. You can have a lesion from a tick bite, or from a bee sting, or from a mite biting you.
So Richard, when I used to have mites, but I got rid of those seem to be relatively easy compared to the springtails. Sometimes I have these very hard white bumps under my skin that come up, or they come out of a lesion, or they stick halfway up out of my skin, and I believe that that's Morgellons. It's hard for me to understand what is a Morgellon coming out of my skin.
Well, the only thing.
Springtail.
Excuse me. The only thing that classifies Morgellons is filaments or fibers.
But are those white, hard as a rock around the edge of the lesions, like skin fibers? Are they fibers, or are they?
The filaments and fibers are Morgellons. Anything else that comes out of your skin could be mites or a colony of columbella that have died, like half rice, maybe a half a grain of rice kind of thing.
Yeah.
I believe that's the columbella that have died collectively. Mm-hmm. Could be wrong. I don't know.
Do you think, now I've peeled many layers of the onion off of my skin, many layers for like a year, more than a year. My lesions and my skin is getting very, very dry and very, very flaky, and lesions are like drying up, and things are really drying up.
Well,
is this a positive sign at all that these things are starting to die off?
The nature's gift actually moisturizes your skin. What you may be is deficient in organic sulfur. Do you use the Super MSM gel?
No, but I was thinking of getting it. Does that have sulfur in it?
It has organic sulfur, not the.
I should put that on my skin.
Not the yellow, not the yellow flowers of sulfur that you powder. This is organic sulfur.
So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna start using that on my skin.
That is a good idea.
What is the best thing for me to have on my skin throughout the day to keep fighting this fight? When I try to use enzymes and spray a lot of enzyme, that calms and quiets my skin, and a lot of times I find little white, dry, little dusty specks that I suspect are springtails that have died from this or come out of my skin from this. When I use the Nature's Gift, it's a little more irritating to my skin, but will I clean my skin faster if I'm like covering it up with Nature's Gift all day instead of enzymes?
Oh, I definitely believe so. I don't think that enzymes on your skin are going to be that beneficial. Enzymes do not hydrate your skin. They don't really deep clean your skin. They will assimilate anything that is on your skin, but they're not going to deep clean it. I would suggest the skin lotion and the Super MSM gel. Both of them have Nature's Gift in it, and the lotion has peppermint in it as well. So they're going to hydrate and feed your skin and help protect your skin, make it grow better.
So if I'm using the MSF gel, I don't need to add to it or also use the Nature's Gift on my skin at that same time?
No. Super MSM gel has diatomaceous earth. Somebody had talked about diatomaceous earth earlier.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you need to shake it up though, because the diatomaceous earth settles to the bottom. So shake it up.
Yeah.
It's got ionic minerals. It's got to feed your skin. It's got the Nature's Gift in it, and it has MSM.
So I should have that slathered from head. I should have that slathered all over me all day, I think.
Well, you can apply it every minute if you need to and rub it in. It sounds like you may be deficient. Your skin is being robbed, and you're not replenishing it with the right stuff. And the enzymes is not going to do it.
Yep, that sounds right, Richard. It sounds like you've really helped me alter my course for some better success. I really appreciate it.
Now, but a side note, a lady emailed me a week or so ago. She's dealing with neuropathy, kind of like the nerve endings problem, and she was asking me, what can I do? So I said, well, you could try the Super MSM gel. I don't know. Why not?
Okay.
Organic sulfur is in every cell of your body, and why not replenish it and see if that makes a difference? That was my thinking.
Yeah.
So she bought it, and a week later she said, it made it worse. It's more painful. It made it worse. And I said, well, keep trying, keep using it, And she wrote back a week later, wow, it's working. My neuropathy is almost gone. So sometimes
that's really
they
good.
do get worse before they do get better.
Okay, super.
Thank you.
Richard,
yes.
Can I ask you one more quick question?
Okay.
As I am under the care of a naturopath, and I do take biocidin, and I take garcillin and cherosinase enzymes. I've taken lufeneron. I kind of don't want to have to take lufeneron again and again, but maybe I'm going to have to. I drink cistus tea. There is a homeopathic remedy called Soranum that people use to treat scabies, and it is supposed to kill the parasites in your skin, the mites or the springtails. And I was just wondering if you had ever heard of that.
I never heard of it, and I'm leery of anything. I mean, you can try it and report back to us, and we can learn from that.
In this case, this is the only doctor who will treat me and who knows what's happening with me and who diagnosed me. Okay. So, okay. Now, say, here's just a theory. If this medication were killing off springtails, or for some other reason the springtails were being killed off, might you notice that a lot of them were suddenly coming out of you?
Well, actually, if you have the diet kick in, all of your concerns that you're talking about and all of your questions become mute.
Yeah, because they'll all come out, or because they'll stop coming?
You stop breeding them. I mean, until the diet kicks in, you're breeding them, and you're going to have to start clean them, and you have to use this and that. And once the diet kicks in, you don't have to worry about any of these questions. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep, the diet is the key. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, this is Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Thank you. Hi, I think you're a genius. Thank you for having this program.
Oh, you're most welcome. Keep coming back.
Yeah, it's very helpful, and I've been fighting these new CMs like a caller earlier today. They've been bugging me like everybody else, but I think they're flies or microscopic flies that pollinate. I've tried fumigating. I've found the do-it-yourself pest control website. So I went that gamut, got bug zappers, other things that are supposed to attract them and catch them, that nothing's worked. So I think you're key with the diet. It shows promise. I'm slowly adjusting. It's hard. I used to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, but cutting them out seems to really help. So, you know, so much for being healthy. It seems like it's not worth it when these things are attracted to one. But yeah, it seems like the diet, you know, certain foods will attract them on your skin, whether they just feast on them or breed because of it. You know, I guess we'll never know. If it works, who cares?
We just know what, but we don't know why. Maybe one day, you know, like I've known for years that medications like ORAP and Seroquel that we talked about earlier benefit, but I didn't know why until about maybe a year ago. I read some research about the impact of dopamine. So then we understand why. But until, you know, so maybe one day we'll understand why.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know we, when we eat certain things, your body exudes CO2 gas, lactic acid, and I guess dopamine too. So I guess that all attracts them. I know I can get out of a shower and, you know, just brush my teeth, and that seems to draw them, just the breath in my air, the CO2, I guess. Mm-hmm. I found I have to like.
They love the mouth. They love the mouth. Have you used our mouthwash?
I have not yet. I guess that's on my list to buy also. And I heard you can use that as a body wipe too. So
yes, and you can consume it. And you can consume it and help clean out the organisms from your intestinal area, digestive system.
Okay.
So it's a multi-purpose.
That part of me.
And as far as yes.
Oh, I just trial and error. I've found, you know, I got to keep my head covered, whole body covered when I, you know, except for my face. When I go to bed at night, I you know, even a sheet over my head to keep them from bugging me. So it really seems like they're external, but you know, now I'm worried that, you know, they're breeding on me, like you're discussing many times today.
Yeah. So the first step is to get on the diet, get it to kick in. You know, the medications I talked about, we also have a new formula. It's an herbal formula called Parasite Stop herbal formula, and it's a combination of herbs that our herbologist Barbara has put together to all of them contribute to reducing uptake of dopamine in the brain. So they all have a similar benefit that these medications that we've been using have. So that's another alternative. And people have also reported by taking extra Max 1, the glutathione accelerator, that also helps kick in the diet. So the key is get that diet to kick in. It's like night and day. One day you're itching like crazy and feeling biting, and you have that diet kick in, and oh, wow, life again.
Yeah, it's easy to forget how miserable you are the day before. I've experienced a couple of days like that, and that's when I wanted to tell you how much I thank you. So I have questions about the electrostatic sprayer because my mind's still fixated that it's external. And I've tried hypochloric acid. I sprayed months and months with just a regular fumigator, fogger, and I really think my walls and ceilings are clean because I spray them down so hard and wipe them down with enzyme cleaners and multiple times, and it doesn't help. But ammonia seems to help, so every time I take a shower, clean sinks and the bathtub and all the walls with ammonia, I feel like that helps. I keep all my sinks clean and dry and put the stopper back in so not to breed anything, no swamp flies or fungus flies, those things that people think are associated. Can I, and so I have your electrostatic sprayer, and I've tried the enzyme cleaners that you have. That doesn't seem to help much. Can I use something stronger like ammonia? Electrostatic sprayer, to me, it sounds pretty dangerous.
Ammonia would destroy it. Have you used the Mediclean?
No, I haven't. I have Benefact. I've yet to use that.
Benefact is phenomenal. It's organic, so you can spray your kitchen counter with it. It can even spray your food. It's thyme. So where you wouldn't want to use Metaclean like that, it's a chemical toxic. But the benefit, if you're in the air, then the benefit of using the electrostatic sprayer is it's going to go in the air and anything it contacts. And, you know, I had one lady who moved into a motel room, and she called. She says, I see them in the air. They're floating in the air. And I said, well, the electrostatic sprayer. She got it. She sprayed it, knocked them right out.
I have definitely seen them. I've had exterminators here trying to show them. Exterminators, you know, half of them don't even want to know about it. They won't treat twice.
With them in the air, diatomaceous earth, they got to land somewhere. If you dust diatomaceous earth around, well, then you're counting on them landing on that space, on that area. But if they don't land there and they land on the wall that's not, that's dried, the ammonia's dried already, so it's no longer going to be toxic to them.
Right. And so, is the Benefact good for that, or for spraying?
Yes, you can use
ceilings, walls.
You can use the Metaclean, you can use the Benefact, and you can use the enzymes in the electrostatic sprayer.
Okay. But not all at once, of course. I'll try one at a time. Okay. Well, wish me luck with the diet, because again, I'm having a hard time finding food. I want to lose a little weight, but now I'm afraid I'll lose too much. But it's a good thing, especially to stop them. And I will exercise the electrostatic sprayer as soon as I get off the phone with you guys. So thanks for having the call.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Keep coming back. We're here to support you.
We'll do.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So what if you were to use an air purifier? So you spray your environment with either Metaclean, with the electrostatic sprayer, with the Metaclean, or the air, or some of the other ones you mentioned. So you get it nice and clean. You get your environment. What about an air purifier, a really good one? Would that also? How would that work?
It's a good idea, and you don't have to get a very expensive one. I think in the book we have links to one of them. You can email Robin; she could direct you to one. Do you know of any, Megan? Do you have any? Do you use any?
Anything with a HEPA filter seems to work.
Yeah, HEPA filter.
Fancy.
So some of them have ozone generating capabilities, but they don't generate enough ozone to actually destroy the organisms.
Right.
You need an ozone generator of about 7,000 milligrams an hour or so, like we have in the store, and use that in a 500 square foot space.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, I think the I've just got a blue air purifier, and I'm hoping to purify the whole level that I'm on, and then do the electrostatic spraying with Metaclean and see how that works. I mean, that could. Can I ask you a question? How long do they live? How long does a mite live? What is their life cycle?
Several days to 21 days. So that's why we recommend any treatment you do, go for 21 days. Repeat it, same room, same area, 21 days.
Okay, thank you for that. And then also, when do you know, how can you be relatively sure that you're not contagious anymore? What does that look like?
When you notice minimal itching, maybe you have crawling as the most, no biting, minimal itching if any at all, then you're basically pretty good. I would always, if I were going to go out, I would do my bath before I went out for 45 minutes, shower off, and then apply any tea tree oil. I used to use that or whatever, and then I'd go out.
And you don't worry about infecting other people?
Well, you're concerned, but minimally. If you're with other people and you suddenly, say you're out in a social gathering and you have a glass of wine, you're going to start itching like crazy. You want to get out of there.
Okay.
Or if you eat something, if you're at a function and there's food and you eat something and after you eat it you start itching, you want to get out of there. But if you eat it, if you're celery stalks and no problem. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. And then as far as the antipsychotics, I was the lady who called about the antipsychotics. Do you, when you said that you start the diet, I've been on the diet for several days now, and I really think it's working. The antipsychotics, you have to get that. I think you have to get those from psychiatrists, I think.
Well, they have to be prescribed by a medical doctor.
Okay.
We do have one. If you can't get a doctor to prescribe them for you, we do have a doctor who will work with you and prescribe them for you. He's not covered by insurance because it's a telephone consult. If you go to his office, then you can be covered by insurance.
I think I can get a doc to do it for me. In your experience, in the people that you've worked with, so many people, have they reported any of them that have worked well for them?
Reported what?
Have they reported any particular one that has worked well for them,
or
one or two?
Primazide seems to be the top of the list. Primazide.
Yeah.
Okay. Known as ORAP.
Okay. And that seems to work very well. Yeah.
There are side effects, and that is often the problem. ORAP can make you loopy. It can be a motor issue as well. So, I mean, the doctor might actually have you take a cardiogram. Perhaps, it's up to the doctor.
Right. Okay. That's okay. So then, if you are not, let me ask you if this is a barometer of if you're getting better. If your lesions are gone, if you don't have much crawling or biting, and practically none, right? And you don't see the black specks or any mucus or anything like that, does that mean you're getting better? Do you think?
Yeah. You're on the path.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
This is such a mystery. Okay, so I really appreciate this call. Thank you. It's been
You're welcome.
very educational. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Hello?
Yes, hi, Richard. It's me. Richard,
yes.
I'm getting better. Okay, I reduced the wash my hair from 5 to 3. Now I just wash my hair at night 1. And in the morning, just 1 time sometimes. And how can I completely, write off those parasites on my head, on my scalp?
Oh, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, Ethel's not with us today. She usually goes over the protocol for the scalp. But there is a protocol that we use for your scalp. You using a combination of ingredients, some super MSM gel, a little bit, some of the shampoo that we have, the Beauty Forever shampoo.
I'm using everything, yes.
Peppermint oil, MSM, clove oil. You make
Claudia's dream team, you want to mix that with MSM, like equal parts. And then a few drops of peppermint oil.
Yes, I do.
You do that?
Yes, I do that.
Okay. So then, what is your question?
Yes, I have to continue until disappear.
You do it frequently. In the beginning, you're going to do it morning, noon, and night.
Day.
Put on a cap, a bathing cap, to keep it wet and moist.
I'm sorry, say it again?
After you apply that to your scalp, you put on a bathing cap, rubberized bathing cap to keep it wet inside.
Yes. Oh, okay.
You got to keep it wet.
Ah.
You just don't want to apply it. Okay. You want to put your.
Yeah, I think I taking 20 minutes before washing.
What?
I put 20 minutes the bag, the plastic bag, and the you know and I 20 minutes and I wash it.
Okay.
Do you think I have to put it overnight?
Well,
to leave overnight.
As often as you can. You know, the more you have your scalp exposed to these these oils and cleaning agents, the more effective it's going to be. You want to be very aggressive at the beginning.
Thank you so much. I got it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Anyone else, Chris?
Nick, your line is open, Nick.
Nick.
Yes, Rich. I got to ask you something. How you doing, Rich?
Okay.
I got to ask you something. How did you explain? Well, it's your wife now, but I guess it was your girlfriend at one point about this situation that you went through, and you know, if you at the time it could flare up again or you could get it again. How did you do that?
Well, it was a little risky because you never know how the other person is going to react, and you basically say that there are organisms out there in the world that that have found you and like you, and they can be contagious, which you know can be scary, but you know what to do. It's risky, you know. So you would you definitely want to have the MSM gel or the Nature's Gift and things like that. You want to be prepared to have the person be willing to take a bath in it if they start noticing anything. You want to have the ammonia handy in case you've contaminated the environment to decontaminate it. So you want to be prepared. How to actually say it, I don't know.
Right? No. I know. I understand that. It's just that she's big on holistic medicine already. So I'm hoping she understands. If she does, I'm gonna have to take a chance. There's no way around it.
Well, you can always give her a copy of my book. Let her read about it.
Right.
If she needs more medical acknowledgement, you can get a copy of Dr. Saverly's book, which is all about Morgellons, only about Morgellons.
Right.
You can tell her, you know, very few people know anything about this, doctors, but, you know, you've been in the program and what it's done for you, and it's working, and things are happening.
Right. The other thing is, I noticed that I still get a little biting, but I noticed since when I had it a long time ago, I don't get the crawling in my hair because my head's shaved. Does that make a difference? Than other people have been.
Yeah, the shorter your hair, the better. The quicker you get results. Definitely with shorter hair than longer hair. Me, I have no problem.
Either do I.
Anything else, Nick?
Yeah, the other thing is that it's been, for me, my experience, I just want to say that the diet does work for me. I don't know about anybody else, if that's helpful for anybody. That I've been in this since March, and it's worked out quite well for me, and I was a basket case in the beginning, but I'm coming a long way. I'm more calmer. I'm getting my life back. I am getting my life back, so it does work. If anybody's struggling out there right now, I know how it is.
So you're well on the way to becoming our newest coach.
Absolutely.
Great. Okay, Nick. We may take you up on that because there are people who, don't know that this is the right thing. It's confusing in the beginning. It's overwhelming, and it's always good to have somebody lend a hand.
It's scary. I've cried on here. I mean, I'm not ashamed to tell people that as a man. I've called you, you know that, and I've talked to Chris and Robin, and I got I go through the same thing everybody else does. Nobody believes you. I experienced that. That's kind of frustrating. I could hear people in the beginning struggling. It's a hard thing when it's a hard thing when you just can't go to a doctor and get a pill for it. It's not, and they don't believe you.
They not only will.
I'm glad I got you. I'm glad I got you in your program.
They not only won't give you the pill, they won't even believe you. It's true.
Oh no.
Well, I'm certainly very happy and thrilled that you're progressing and results are there for you. That's what we're here for.
Thank you.
Keep coming back.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Gwen, you have a question, Gwen?
Yeah.
Go ahead, your line is open.
I sure do. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, Gwen.
Oh, okay. Most of them been answered. Diet, which I am on, of course. Every time I think I'm really good and I try something, it messes up. So it's like I need to stay right here for a bit longer. But so I finally got your the mouthwash. Oh my goodness, that is the best thing ever. It is so good. My tooth hurt so badly that I thought I had to have a root canal. And so once I got your mouthwash, that pain started going away within a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so thank you. That was really good. The other thing I wanted to let folks know what happened to me. So recently I got it in my eyes. And what I realized is that I would get in the tub and soak. And you know how you're laying in the tub, the back of your hair gets wet.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff in the tub would actually get in the back of my hair, and that's how I was getting in my hair.
Yeah.
Really, really badly. And then from my hair, it'll go down in my face.
Right.
So right now I'm really, and so you really do have to be careful washing. So I wash my hair not in the tub. I wash my hair over the tub before I get in.
Mm-hmm.
Then I clean the bath and cover my head and then get in. But the worst thing been going on now is the brain fog. I believe that whatever they actually get into the brain. And so my eyes got infected again, but my head. So I get so off balance I can't walk and things like that. So that part is really bad. And that's because it got in my ear. So
Mm-hmm.
I put some of the mouthwash in my ear,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped a lot. I put the mouthwash in my ear.
Yeah, it should. A few drops. It should work very well in the ear. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put in there with a Q-tip and I can feel it inside. So I just want to thank you and encourage everybody. This has been a hard road for me too. And whenever I get reinfected, it's hard again. And I call Robin and everybody. And the support is so awesome. So I just thank God for you guys. Everybody needs to hang in there. Sometimes I feel like I just don't want to live anymore through this. And then I get encouraged when I come and listen to the calls. So thank you so much. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, everybody.
You're most welcome. One of our goals is for you to be able to say, hey, because of you guys, I hung in there and I got my life back, or I'm feeling better and I'm staying on this side of living. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Keep coming back. We love to have you. Anyone else, Chris?
No, I finished everybody who gave me before, and I got a few texts and I opened those lines too.
All right, fantastic. Well, I want to thank you for handling the technical aspects. I want to thank Megan for being my co-host today. Wonderful to have you and your experience with your eyes. I'm very happy for you. And want to thank Robin, who's not with us, and Ethel, who's not with us, and Barbara, who is our herbologist. She's working on the mouth repair formula that hopefully will be coming out soon with. It's an herbal formula designed to help with health in the mouth. So this concludes this segment of the program.